Don. Hello, Michelle. I survived. I hope you had a nice 4th of July. Hope everybody had a safe, enjoyable 4th of July and enjoyed your fireworks. Prelude to Texas, you guys. This is what we could possibly be seeing hit Texas. Everybody start getting ready. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. All right. I hope you had a good, happy 4th of July. Safe 4th of July. Hope you guys enjoyed fireworks or with family or celebrated your freedom while you still have it. Okay. So, hey, Bingus, welcome back. All right. So while this is getting loaded up, I'm going to take a moment to welcome everybody. Thank you for taking a moment of your 4th of July. Well, now the 5th now, but thank you for taking a moment of your precious time to be here with this precious family. I think some of you have figured out when you get to the spiritual report here in this show, I know it's a long, dragged out process, but there's something special at the end of the show here that we work on every night. Okay. I'm going to try my best to get through this show. I mean, well, this day is not the easiest day for me, okay? I know every 4th of July I have to let's just get through the show, okay? All right, so bear with me. Welcome, Bingus, Leslie, Buckeye Jim, all the family here. Get all cozy, get snuggled up, and Lord, I ask you give this audience strength and courage to endure the knowledge that I'm about to drop on them, okay? Here we go. So, July 4th, 2024, the fireworks, baby. You see fireworks going off on the sun, too. Okay, so I'm going to let that loop play for a minute. You can see, well, let me get a sip of water, get prepared here. Very dehydrated, so I gotta drink a lot of water this show. Okay, here we go. So let me catch the opening frame, and we're just gonna kind of go through this frame by frame because that's the only way to explain what's going on. Okay, opening frame 024. Here, let's even roll up here so you can see July 4th, 2024. All right, for the record. So let me slide on down, and we're just going to start marching forward. Here we go. So as we keep going, we have this long duration event going on right here, right? You can see the spires going around. You can even see the shadow being cast inside of this event, okay? No longer are objects just like moving out. Some are parked and hanging out for a while. We also have UFOs that are popping out, interacting, and some that are parked as well. Okay, so we're going to try our best to kind of get through this here. Meanwhile, we have this event right here that I got at freeze frame. You can see this little spheroid. You can see this little magnetic field. You can see the streamers coming off of it. Okay, this event going on over here. Meanwhile, we got all kinds of other stuff too. So keep your eyes peeled. Okay, now we have a UFO that's like right here. Okay. As this next. See, all right, see, we have a little object, something right here coming out too, this long duration event. See some curvature in here. So it's like some kind of body with a little satellite. It looks like maybe possibly, slow immersion or slow interaction with the sun in this event right there. You can see all kinds of spires coming off the sun. So okay, so we got this going on right here. Over on this side, you can see this little V-shaped indentation. I believe this is our ship sitting there kind of cloaked right in this little vicinity right here. And we'll even see plasma come out, go over it, and drape over it. Right here, this frame. Let me darken this up a little bit for you guys. Well, not lights out. Help me, Lord. All right. Hopefully you can see this little dark little patch right here in all this plasma. You see that dark little perfect little UFO shaped patch right there? That's our UFO, and that's where it's parked, okay? So when we get to putting this into motion, you're going to see this thing parked right here, and then plasma flow over it and wrap around it, okay? You're going to see a new effect in the CME immersion, the the fluid dynamics of it, okay? So there's our shot of it right there. And there's something there. If there's all this plasma right there at a dark spot, why is there a dark spot in all this plasma? There's got to be a reason for it. And it's our ship right there, because when we start to move this, you'll see. Let's even do that real quick if I can. While we're zoomed in and darkened, I want you to try to capture this event right here. Okay, now we're going to slide it over here. You're going to see our little ship parked right there. Now watch this. Let me get a little bit more light, Lord. Thank you. Okay, so one of these CMEs here. Oh, it's so hard to focus. Right there, that one, right there. That first little one comes out like a bubble. It wraps around. It does this wraparound effect. It's right here, coming right there. You see that? Right where our ship was parked on the other side in the red. Here, let's pull all the way back. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best here. Later on, when you guys are in spiritual warfare all day long, and then you try to step back into like the physical realm and try to deal with this as well, it gets a little hard to do. Sorry, I'm just trying. Here we go. So there's that event right there going on. This slow motion event going on up there. Meanwhile, we got this event going on over here as well. So 2 events, just all kinds of craziness going on. So let me get that open in frame again. Right here, you can see our ship is right there, all right? So let's slide this a little better for you guys. There we go. There's our wraparound effect right there. Meanwhile, something coming out over here. You guys should come over and look at these really closely, and I'll let you be the judge of it, okay? But you guys are pretty intelligent, and you can see with your own eyes. Look at this thing coming out right here. Where is it? One frame. Bear with me. And then we got this going on over here. This thing coming out over there. There's just too much to report on. So let's see that event happening there. Where is this frame? These things are. Where was the frame? Is it gone now? No. It almost looks like a big pointed triangle, like almost like the Emperor's ship out of Star Wars. Dare I say that type of structure? I don't know. It's probably just the way the blast is coming out in this pointed shape, but this thing doesn't look normal either. Or was it one frame? Please help me, Lord. It wasn't. Maybe you don't want them to see it. Oh. Okay. Let's just move on then. you should come over here and look at this instrument yourself. All right. There's some crazy spiritual stuff going on. It looks like two people flying into the sun, arms stretched out. There's some spiritual events going on with this stuff as well. Okay. Let me put this back into motion here. And maybe let me just slow it down so I don't have to click. Maybe the slowing down effect will help it kind of draw it out a little bit better. Yeah. That's probably nothing, but it sure looks strange. And in our have you guys ever seen the painting with the war around the sun? There's like a face on the sun, all kinds of cylinders and spheres fighting in the sky. It's an old Renaissance painting. In that painting, there's a big giant black pointed wedge type ship hanging in the sky during that event. And I'm wondering, maybe we're gonna see something. Ooh, what was this up here? Whoa. Watch this next one coming out. No, it's the second one. So when this thing, where'd it go? Right in there. There was like a little black triangle that snuck in up just above everything. Not here. Right. This one right there. Something snuck through there. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy activity going on now. All right, you guys know it. We're in that season, right? Okay, let's get on over here to our solar ham here and take a deep breath. Okay. First off, I need another sip. All right. Our solar flux indice is at 173. It's up 6 points. That's not much, but we're still in the cautionary area. 200s when we get concerned. So we're still, in a decent range. Sunspot count number dropped 69. So we're down to 113 sunspots. The area's all in the green right now. Just real quick. Most of our sunspot activity kind of rotating away. We do have the IMF line, but we're hooked up on the southern part here, not up here where this one is. We're 3733. You see this red-blue configuration getting close, so it's probably beta gamma. What else do we need to look at here? Oh, okay. Now our geomagnetic forecast for the next 3 days is all in the green. Okay, so that should be good. I want it to stay that way. I don't need any more geomagnetic storms right now. Okay, meanwhile, okay, here we go. So here's today's block. You saw all the activity that we looked at today, all the UFOs, all kinds of weird stuff going on around the sun. Go take a look. Use some filters, dim it down like I did. Tilt your screen if you can sometimes to get the reverse negative image. Okay. No, our X-flare potential 5%. There's not much, just that one sunspot that we saw that was kind of close, but other than that, I agree, 5%. Oh, my voice is like. So here we are with this one, 3729 going beta gamma there. Okay, the one we were looking at was 3733. Okay, so there's another one. This one going beta gamma. All right, here we are over our KP. We had a KP of 3 for a little while, so we did take on just a little bit of energy. Okay, so but it's lowering back down. You see our auroras, they're really weak right now. Let's keep it that way for a little bit. Now, we'll first wish everybody happy Independence Day to everybody in the South. Solar activity during the past 24 hours was low, with a number of minor C flares. Number of minor C flares detected around various regions, including the potentially active region approaching the southwest limb. An isolated M flare will remain, AR 20, 29 and 33 being the most likely sources. Okay. I just want to see if we have. All right, we have this one. I want to take a peek at that real quick. All right, this is our one of our blasts here going this way. All right, which is good. Doesn't seem to clip us. Doesn't clip our IMF line very much. Okay, there's a heart. Okay, let's get on over to this. Down from my eyes. Okay, quiet weekend with no CMEs heading for Earth. Geomagnetic storms are unlikely for the next 3 days. Quiet conditions should persist through the holiday weekend and possibly beyond if solar activity remains low. The fiery punch a hole in the ionosphere. When Firefly Aerospace Alpha rocket launched from Vandenberg's Air Force Base, they thought it might be too far away to see. Start the video. Show the video. That's mainly the exhaust of the rocket and stuff. But when they do go up through the atmosphere, they punch a hole. The lingering red glow is the hole. Earth's ionosphere is a layer of electrically conducted gas enveloping our planet 100 to 600 kilometers high. Okay, it plays a key role in shortwave radio communications and GPS positioning. Hang on just a sec. You can finish reading that real quick while I get a drink of water. My voice is actually rattling my heart right now. When alpha burned through the ionosphere, water and carbon dioxide in the rocket's exhaust quenched local ionization by as much as 70%. Good to know. Maybe we can quench some ionization. But meantime, we got to be careful punching holes in the ionosphere. They don't know what they're doing. All right. Meanwhile, over here at the Schumann, you can see we had a little scraping and grinding session going today. Came out of it pretty normal, pretty smooth day. Thankfully, I fought hard for that. Let's continue on. Now let's get over here. All right, here we are at the upper jet stream. Okay, you see how this violent dip going down, bringing stuff up and over. Okay, this used to control our weather. There's your lower jet stream. You see the correlation. Now let's drop down to the weather, and it's different. That's a little correlation there. Starting to see some. That's good. Or maybe not. Anyways, here's your storms going on. Right now we have this hurricane crossing the Yucatan. All right. We saw the track. We saw how this formed on the conveyor belt and everything and how it's moving through. So right here, it should cross land. You see this still flow going up like towards the southern tip right here, Mexico, Corpus Christi, the southern coast of Texas, right in there. All right, so help me, Lord. Okay. A little storm or something going on right here, but that's our flow, and that's our flow also from the thermal vortexes, man. Help me, Lord. Okay, let's do our sandstorm report real quick. I'm sorry, I'm just struggling tonight. Just bear with me. All right, here we go. Big sandstorm, big, huge plume coming off. So dense that it's really cutting down on our convection process out here for our hurricanes. So even though we do have this like conveyor belt system set up, it's dragging so much sand out too that it's kind of nullifying the storms a little bit. So I'll take that. That sounds good to me because we don't need to have Category 5 hurricanes back to back, just rotating around. Okay, all right. So there's our huge sand plume kind of cutting down on our productivity, our hurricane productivity. So thankfully it is kind of working a little bit. Meanwhile, we got these air currents pulling sand off of Saudi Arabia out into the Indian Ocean here, and then throwing it right at India too. So India's about to get a taste of Saudi Arabian sand. We also have this plume up there. Oh, I'm gonna have to start whispering. My voice is really rattling my chest so hard. Just take a peek at this. In this color format, it kind of helps a little bit better. You can see how it's even gotten pulled into this storm. Okay, so the air currents are pulling this along, bringing sand and stuff up into the United States, making the skies kind of the sun red and some dark red skies at sunset. Okay, over here we have this. You can see the Gobi Desert, and then up here, this might be from our SO2 too. We have a big plume of that coming out up there. Yeah, now we can do the chemicals. Whoops. Come here. Now, here we go. Boom. The country divided. You can see bleeding out on this side. Pretty good. Dark purple in this region. Spotty over here. Okay. And then I don't see many patches, just right there and right there for flooding. Okay, let's go on down here. Look at our fulcrum points. Very, very dark right through here. All of this kind of filling in a little bit. We have our fulcrum point. The other three kind of there. This one established, but you see this whole area is kind of relieved in pressure right there. There used to be a bunch of purple little pixels right through here until we had the big quake there that relieved a bunch of pressure. So, but you still see a lot of it coming out of the ground here, relieving pressure along this region as well. Now let's make a stop over in Hawaii. I need a vacation. Huh. All right, as you can see, a lot of our SO2 in this region is coming out of Oahu, at the volcano there at Oahu. Okay, got friends there that live there in the volcano. So it's important that we let them know there's still SO2 emissions there, but it's relieving pressure in that region and keeping eruptions from happening. We have some SO2 emitting from the main island where we do see our volcanic activity. So at least, this island, they can have the volcanic activity. Over here, it's too populated. So it's better that they vent their pressure through the SO2. Seriously, my voice is going to be like this the whole show. Okay, let's adjust for their time zone. All right, so China's still having their issues. Okay, they're well, you can see a lot of SO2 coming out of the ground right through here and everything. My main concern is these two new plumes that have grown up here now. This is up by north of the Japan here. Here's Japan. Here's the Kamchatka Peninsula right here. So in between Japan and Kamchatka over here in Russia is some nasty SO2 emissions. And causing fires in that region as well. Okay. The gas comes out. It's so hot. It starts vegetation around the emission site. It's so hot it can spontaneously combust the vegetation in that area. Not all of these fires are from the gas, though. All right, so let's go down to Java and take a look. It's doing its thing. You see mainly dark purple up at this part of the island. This region here is getting kind of diffused a little bit. We've still got a few emission sites there. Sumatra filling in, Malaysia filling in with the dark point here. Now another dark patch right there. So that tells me pressure has increased a little bit in the area. You can see India has their whole country is emitting SO2. Saudi Arabia's got their issues as well. All of Europe. Okay, just not right in that region of Africa because of all the sand. Southern Africa, though, still has its issues. No, I don't want to do that. Another one I want to come over to is CO2. Every once in a while, we have to do a CO2 report. Okay, on this graph, you see the darker colors are less CO2, blue being the higher concentrations, right? So CO2 is plant food. Plants eat it, okay? They ingest CO2 and they emit oxygen. Well, where you see a lot of places where there's forested areas, it's dark, okay, because there's a lot of trees eating the CO2 and there's not a lot around. There's other places around the world that are different. What? This is not what it looked like before. Are you kidding me? What the heck? Go back a day. Back that up. Go forward. Okay, so that's our last image. You guys see this? Wow. All right. Usually there's a lot of CO2 being emitted around China. These other areas right here. because they have high CO2 emissions. All right. Other places down here eat a lot of CO2 because of the forests, the dense jungles and stuff. This is what is going? Ooh, no. Okay. Let's move on. Let's get on over to the ocean thing now. Okay. Everybody, take a deep breath. Here we go. This is sea surface temperature anomalies. Okay, and we have to go to right now. That's our most current. Yeah, our most current July 2nd. So this was a couple days behind still. I don't think so because our hurricane is still located in the right spot. So I think this is pretty close. Meanwhile, we have our spot here has like merged with this patch over here. Now we got one central hot spot right there. Meanwhile, over on this side, we have this big yellow bar. All right, it's connecting up with this now, connecting up with this now. Okay, so we're getting a lot of hot water, even at the top of the planet. Here, let me turn it around so I don't make you guys sick. There we go. There's Greenland. But look at all this hot water up in there. If you guys heard Mike from around the world, some of the reports, some people couldn't even get into the water because the ocean water was so hot. Okay. We got animals that are beaching themselves because they can't stand the heat, and the magnetic field is messing with their inner guidance systems. Heat down below drives up larger predators, the bottom dwellers. You'll see some different creatures come into the surface. Okay, we got these little spots. This little spot here just kind of erupted lately, kind of quelling the La Nina effect that we were about to get. Well, everything was turning blue in this area, and we're about to get a La Nina. We have a plume here that's kind of quenching that, and we got these three little plumes out here. These three plumes out here that have kind of heated this right above the equator, right where we need the La Nina to grow. These things are kind of interrupting it, which has really thrown a wrench in the monkey works for our flow. Same with the other hot spot on the other side. So now we're going to go ahead and just put these wind currents in and start over here and just watch how they kind of correlate with our hot spot in our region. And you'll see our flow pattern, okay? Our conveyor belt system kind of tightened up because we have a centralized hot spot, right? So now we have a vortex going right here. It's actually drawing more warm up into it. You see that? Okay. It's bisected this whole conveyor belt, all right? More isolating this side than being the broad and stretched out conveyor belt. This tightening right here will draw stuff more this way, so our storm track might get pulled more this way. Okay, our conveyor belt. We'll see. From what I'm understanding and what I'm seeing, this doesn't really well, let's just say it's a little hotter than this is kind of showing us. Let me take the wind off there. Please help. Okay. We got this cold water plume right here that's been kind of diluting the temperature in this region, okay? But what we need to do real quick is go over to our sea surface temperature, okay? Now, when we come over here, you can see our sea surface temperatures, not the anomalies, but your regular temperatures. It's pretty hot in this region, even getting into purple here along the coast. So even though we have that cold plume right here, look how dark this is getting in there. And let's compare it to our hot spot over here. This water's kind of hotter, so we could see some intensification of this storm. Oh boy. If any of this is coming earthbound, if we catch any kind of CME from like this or right there, it goes out in front of us and we kind of swing into it or catch a clip of it, any kind of geomagnetic storm is going to, where were we? Is going to intensify our hurricane. All right. Everybody needs to be very, very cautious. Take heed, take warning. Don't chance it, just prepare. Okay, let's get back to our anomalies though. Okay, so there we are. Now I need the wind back on there because you can see our wind is our thermal anomalies are dictating our conveyor belt system. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Excuse me for a minute. And take another sip. Ooh. Now let's we also have this cold patch that's developed down here. We'll see what kind of influence this continues to be. It seems to have nullified everything in this area for the moment, kind of blocking stuff from going across Mexico, keeping it kind of going up this way. You can see from last time, we had a very established flow going all the way up through the country. Now we had that arching, look, we have this arching effect coming over the top. Remember, we were looking at that last night, coming over the top. It's slamming right into this coming up. So the arching coming over the polar vortex or over the polar regions, dropping right down in the middle of the country, matching up in the same spot where we have our warm air coming up. So this region, watch out for your severe weather. Gulf Stream, you want to see the Gulf Stream real quick? It's kind of gone now. I don't really show it too much. It's still there, but it's like very erratic. All right, and here we are on currents. You see this? You can switch from the wind to the currents to the waves. You know, we got waves. Our anomaly down here creates a tsunami. We could track waves. But look at this. See how we're, look at this. We have rotation, rotation, rotation. This might be where we start seeing our feed come up from down here. This is our currents, though. Okay, but you can see how cold water and hot water create vortexes, right? Hot water rises, cold water rushes in to replace it, and they spin, causing vortexes. We're looking at currents, water currents. Now, as we come up here to our Gulf Stream, I'll kind of let you see. Our Gulf Stream used to bring cold water from the north down here. Now we got warm water flowing up and out into the hot patch. See, it goes up, makes a lap through the bay and goes up. It's attracted to the warm water. It's being drawn up to this hot patch. Do you see it now? Then, as Mike was talking about, we got some fires going on at the ocean floor down here. You really need to listen to his report tonight. I can't really I can go into it. I just don't feel like it right now. My voice is literally rattling my heart right now. So, you guys ever like somebody has too much bass in their car and they drive by and it like shakes your innards or whatever? My own voice is like shaking my innards. It feels weird. All right, let's get back over to our wind though, because this is what's really kind of controlling our weather. We're seeing this vortex rotate here and it's picking up intensity and heat here. So we're going to see this area heat up and start to produce, tropical storm type systems and hurricanes coming into Europe and stuff. You see this flow, how it's splitting right there and going up through that region. And down through this region. Okay. This is getting hotter in this region now. Okay. This is where a lot of our hurricanes are, get their strength and they grow right in this region, and that's where we have the sand. So it seems to be quelling it right now. Okay, good. I guess my voice isn't rattling the audio because you guys would say something. All right, so you see how our conveyor belt changes from day to day. This whole patch is connected up. Let's put it off to the side here and do a comparison. Okay, you can see it right there. Let's go back a month ago. Take a deep breath. Coming back to this month. Now watch this area. In the course of a month, it went from that to that. Okay. Meanwhile, this is done the same. It's grown in size. It was this size for a while. We had a new perforation. It relieved pressure and it decreased in size and strength. But now it's kind of resurgence and is continuing. Okay, that's good enough there. What I need to do is get over to earthquake report. So let's get rid of some of these. Poor Jamaica. Everybody pray for the people of Jamaica. And really need to start considering clearing out the Caribbean. Okay, these wayward islands right here still going to suffer. Look at this. We're already seeing some kind of rotation, right? Well, no, that's old. Now it's up here. My bad. So here's our latest flow. As of what? Well, right about now, because this hurricane is about to make landfall on Cancun. It's too bad. I've been to this area before. This is a beautiful island right here called Isla Mujer, right there. Or no, it's Cozumel. Sorry. Oh my God. Pray for everybody that's in Cancun, Cozumel, and the Yucatan Peninsula right now. If anybody's in those high rises in those hotels, go hunker down. I'm sure they're already hunkered down, but that thing means business. And then it's going to go across, hit this warm water in here, and then come right up in. It'll hit this, smash out. We saw on the weather there. All right, let me leave that right there and try to open up the earthquake page. Bear with me, my computer's been. We've been having a nice exchange. All right. So let's get back on over to where we usually start off, our deep quake region here at Fiji. No really deep quake today, but we got some surface right here, 5.1 at the surface and 5.0 at the surface. So maybe we had a little mid-range 4, it's off the map, but we have 5 energy at the surface being relieved. Our little relief valve island here kind of reduces energy. Nothing through here. We have all volcanic activity. Finally, something up in this region. 4.2 down at 35. It's right in these pressure ridges. You see how these two plates slam together? Can you see the red boundary plate right there, the boundary? So when this one's pushing up, it's like a shovel of sand pushing this way, and if you had all smooth sand right here, you'd see some little wrinkles build up right before this main wave hits right here, almost like pushing snow. If you've ever shoveled snow, you'll see it kind of scrunch up right before the main pile. Okay, and that's the same effect here on the land, right here in these pressure waves. 4.2 down 35. They're ridges. They're little mountain ranges, actually. 4.5 at a depth of 10 right there. Release surface off the Gobi Desert. Fulcrum Point quake here, a little deeper in this region because of the thickness. 4.4 down at 51. Okay, let's go up this side of the system. Just this one. 4.6 down at 62. Okay, most of our activity over here. Let's finish off the rest of the world. Ooh, that's eerily quiet, right? Eerily quiet right there. I'm sorry, I get twinges of pain. I have pinched nerves, so just bear with me. Trying to keep it. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay, let's get into all magnitudes now. Over here in America. First, let's do Hawaii real quick. All right, most of the activity on the main island, nothing over there. That's good. SO2 is relieving pressure there. A lot of people on that island. We want that one nice and calm. We can have the activity over here where there's lava fields and stuff. Some good microquaking through here. 3 magnitude and 2.5 range. Okay, so not just microquakes, but some, decent 2s and a 3 in there. Okay, even a little activity offshore. Okay, this island chain is going to try to continue, and we have seamounts out here in front. So every once in a while, we'll see activity a little offshore there. All right, we have earthquake activity at a volcano site. That's a sign of pressure down below. Here, right on the other side of this ridge, in between the boundary and the top of that ridge is a 4.4 down at 44. I know somebody who likes 4 a lot. Probably a little volcanic site right there. Trying my best, guys. 2.6 at 186. There's some energy around the fulcrum, but it doesn't appear to be our culprit because down here we have this activity. Now, this isn't the same as yesterday. All right. Everybody take a deep breath. It's okay. This is relieving energy out there. It's better than having a 9.0 right there, right? So there's 2 ways to look at this. Don't get all freaked out. But 5.7, that's right at the verge of where we don't want to see anything much higher than that, even though got a little tsunami alert. Let's see what that magnitude said. What? $5.7, and they cut it down to 4.5. Glad I checked. 5.7 right here, and it's at the surface, right on the boundary, just right on the crack right there. All right, off to the side on this plate is a 4.3 at the surface, 4.3, 4.3, 4.6. Good little dissemination of pressure in that area. We got activity on this plate as well. This one it's on this plate. It's just off to the side right there. So the 5.7, 4.4, and 4.5, these three kind of equal out those four. The pressure that was pushing right here in this region got released. That's kind of good. 2.1 over here in Washington. Nothing at the volcanoes today. That's good. Quite the display here. This is almost a fulcrum point. You can see a little bend right here. Oh, pressure pushing in from the right there, coming in this way. Sorry, I got a shattered shoulder. Can't lift my arm. All right, pressure comes in this little fault line. It wants to go in a straight line, but this fault curves. So it pushes inland and distributes in this area at 1.8. Good. We're also seeing pressure here at the geysers being released. That's good too. $2.7 right there. I want to look at this one really quick. What? That's a little less. Okay, that's good. That's good. This 2.7 here, relieving energy on this plate boundary. Okay, so is this. All this energy right here is good, being relieved in smaller amounts like that, like that in that region instead of a bigger quake. Okay, yeah, good little session of microquake in there. And then nothing down below here. Our typical activity, Texas, Oklahoma. I want to go up here. Yeah, it's Oklahoma. Okay, nothing really around the New Madrid and nothing up here. So there's your quake report. All right, let me get her through the volcano report here. Um, 33 erupting, 28 in warning, still 61. Okay. I know it's not a big deal, but if I'd have told you 10 years ago you'd have 61 erupting volcanoes or active volcanoes, you would have told me that was crazy. And here we have 61 volcanoes that are active, and I'm still crazy. So there's your pyroclastic flow coming down the mountainside and hitting the water. Okay, Mike has been talking about a pyroclastic flow event that would come off the water and hit the land. All right. Take off that wind. Yeah, Herbie, you could be part of the show. Come on, Bubba. You coming in? You want to be on the bathroom? You ready? Okay, hang on. My talking cat is ready. What I was about to say is some of these plumes here coming off. If we had a volcanic eruption out in the ocean, we could see a pyroclastic flow come up out of the water and head towards land. Okay, let me get the little kitty fed here real quick, and I'm going to put this back on the wind for a second here. I know, Bubba. Here's my talking cat. He was outside doing prayers with me a minute ago. I'm going to leave that right there. I'll be back in 30 seconds or so. Yeah, what's up? Okay, so thank you for your patience there. He's been my new little pal. He was meowing away when I was praying. Meow, 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 meow. Everybody's like, what's wrong with the cat? Nothing. He's praying. All right, so we could see like an eruption event out of that. And then caught something. Now we have Stromboli going off, okay? It had an eruption. Lava flow near the crater. Nothing too bad, but we got to keep an eye on that one. Oh, Etna and Sicily having a lava fountain. Karaminski. Remember we were just talking about watching out for that one last night? 12,000. Ebico, 9,000. IBU, Ibu, 14,000. Okay, some pretty good blasts here. Marapi, 13,000. Ducono, 9,000. Fuego, Reventador, Sabancaya, 27. Okay, that's pretty high. Sabancaya is, 27, 28, 30 we saw the other day. Okay, so when we see those higher blasts, it tells you that we had some pressure being relieved, through our volcanic system. Okay, let's get into the fourth now. What was today? It's now yesterday. Okay, Stromboli. Activity inside the crater. Everybody needs to take heed. That thing could go. Lava flow as well as rockfall avalanches out of Scario del Fuco. Oh, Fuco. Stromboli's new lava flow here. Come on, where's the rest of the report? I don't want a bunch of pictures. Yeah? You're done? You want to be part of the show? Volcano reserve. Lava flow observed emerging from a new vent. Not the crater. Lava flow is descending. So this Sciara del Fuco, we'll have to watch it. It's producing small pyroclastic flows. Etna and Sicily, we'll watch that one as well. Sakurajima, 6,000 feet. IBU, 14,000. Luatobi, 8,000 right there. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Semaru, 15. Ducono, 9. Kilauea, all right. An interesting satellite radar interferogram of the summit region using the latest data. It shows surface deformation that occurred during June 13th through 29th. So we got deformation going on around Kilauea again because pressure's pushing up into there. You might see another tear, another fissure open up. You see deformation and wants to push through, and finally it'll find a path of least resistance, and we could see it, right at the other fissure that opened up before. Spur, this is a new one too. A small lake has recently formed in the summit. Observers supports the suspicion that the recent seismic activity had been caused by a small magma intrusion. Okay, magma intrusion, just like we're seeing in all these. 21,000 feet out of Popo. Santa Guido, 15 out of Fuego. Nevada del Ruiz is nothing. 15 out of Reventador and 28 out of Sabancaya. So we had a 28 on the 4th and a 27 on the 5th. This thing is just pumping out 20,000 plus blasts every day. More and more particulates and ash going in the sky, creating more raindrops. More particulates for water to adhere to, increasing the potential for the air to hold more water. Say if it could hold 10% before, now it can hold 20, 30, 40%, I don't have gauges to actually measurements, but we can just see it in the flash flooding, and this severe weather up here in Canada that I've been talking about. Okay. Opening frame. Here we go. Nighttime of the 4th, morning of the 5th. We still have a little bit of severe weather possibly in this region right there. Morning of the 5th. So we saw stuff come out the 4th, right? Stuff possibly heading our way. We'll see on coronagraphs or on the tracker here in the next coming days or whatever. But if one of those CMEs interacts with us, we could possibly see added energy or intensification of storms, the bombogenesis of storms around the 7th. Okay, because the 4th plus 3 days would be the 7th. So 7/7/24. Meanwhile, here we are at, let's back up again. Current conditions, morning of the 5th, noon, convection. Now we see this low wrapping up. Don't get deceived if you don't see severe weather right there by convection on this map. You could still. There's nighttime, very spotty. These isolated supercells are very dangerous. That'll be the nighttime of the 6th. Now, here we go, the 7th. This is when we have our hurricane starting to make landfall. All right, this is when, if we have interacting energy from the sun interacting with this storm, we could see intensification on the 7th. This is morning of the 7th. Intensification possibly on that, and this as well, and weather around the world too, not just here in America. There's your convection. This moisture that's popping out up here in front and convecting and condensing with the cold air, this severe weather right here is going to suck it in. Nighttime of the 7th, that could be more severe than we see. Morning of the 8th. Now, say it's still having a geomagnetic storm. It could be, we saw 2 events. Watch one. Here we go. Oh, we have it on slow motion. So this could clip us, and that one right there. All right. So we could get a 1-2 punch around the 7th that would extend this maybe a little further in the 8th, right when these 2 air masses collide. Okay. So the convection of the 7th going into the nighttime, morning of the 8th, noon, convection, and the nighttime of the 8th. That could get pretty gnarly right there. All right. Everybody pray for the people of Texas. Everybody in this region, get ready, get prepared, get maybe evacuate, it's up to you. Morning of the 18th, noon, it finally starts to scatter. Convection, nighttime of the 9th. Look at this up in here now. Morning of the 10th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 11th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 12th, convection, nighttime. There's morning of the 14th, convection, nighttime. You see this stuff up in Canada. See all that? If you're watching up in Canada, okay, morning of the 14th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 15th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 16th, noon. Look at this brewing out here. Convection, nighttime. Morning of the 17th, noon, convection, nighttime. It's so far out in the future, it'll all change. So, but you can see we've got a lot of moisture, a lot of flow coming up out of the Gulf, bringing moisture up into the middle part of the country. I showed you that hook coming over from the Arctic, blending in this region. Yeah, when this makes landfall here, we really need to watch this other branch that's above it come in. The hurricane itself could help intensify. Where to go? Let's come back around here. This event right here. Okay, you see severe weather with this coming up to meet it. It's gonna feed this thing, and this is also helping feed that. When they merge, you got that's 992 millibar. We'll see what happens there. Does it come on shore? It comes on shore. Right here, 989, 983. Where'd my list go? What was 983 again? Oh, category 2. Where'd my category list go? Anyways, it could be a category 2, possibly not as strong. We'll see. Where did my category list go? Is that it right there? No. All right. Well, later. Very, very important. Everybody's going to be watching the storm coming in, hitting Texas. You people up here in the Kansas and Oklahoma, don't look at this. Look what's sneaking up behind you. Okay? Don't watch the hurricane if you're up here. Watch what it's inducing right behind you. Oklahoma right here. You're going to be seeing hurricane here, but you're going to be seeing almost a land hurricane there too. And then it feeds this and intensifies this. This convection at July 8th. There's noon. Let me back up. So here at 983 millibars, category 2 or 3, morning of the 8th. So the 8th is going to be, well, the 7th and 8th are going to be a long day. And a nighttime nocturnal severe weather event right there. The night of July 8th, right over that part of Texas, Houston, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, all that area, you people. Look, last time when there was a windstorm coming towards Texas, I saw the spheroid activity approaching. I tried to warn several channels. Nothing but getting booted out. And we'll talk about using caps as well, because something you guys need to know about using caps. So I tried to put a warning up there. Hey, warn the people of Houston. But I gave them like hour warning. It was 2 hours. It was 2 hours before it hit Houston. And everybody's like, oh, no. Well, a couple hours later, Houston got beat up, right? Okay, all the glass and all that stuff that happened downtown. A couple days warning here. Take this seriously. Track this storm closely, because when it makes landfall, it could be a very devastating, life-threatening storm. I hate to see people get in dangerous, precarious spots because they didn't know it was coming. Yeah, people didn't know it was coming. It boggles my mind sometimes too. Okay, so there's everything. There's your whole report. Now let's try to get the spiritual report in now. Part you've been waiting for. Close all that stuff out, because we got a lot of disturbing stuff that we report on here at this channel. It's just not. That one's gone now. We'll take this one image here after an ad and all this other great stuff.
New form of money in America.
Yeah, skip it. Okay, just want that right there. Get rid of the chat there. All right, so strange stuff been happening to me since September 10th of 2017. All kinds of weird spiritual stuff happening in my life. Angels and demons and faces in the clouds and UFOs follow me. Advanced races from the past that hover over me and follow me, watch me, study all my every move. So I'm used to being kind of, watched. Um, when I go out and I'm, just trying to be active doing regular routine things, running errands, getting gas, doing groceries, stuff like that. There's always some kind of face or eyes or something in the sky that's watching me, reminding me, hey, you're being watched, blah, blah, blah. So I had a nice, interesting event today during my battles, or off the hook. I told you last night about the War of 1812, okay? A lot of people like to celebrate the 4th of July because that's when we beat the British. But the British came back and they burned down the White House. They set fire to the White House. They set fire to the Capitol building and the Library of Congress. It was over. It was over. America, the experiment lasted a few years and then the British came back and took it out. Except for something happened. A hurricane hit Washington, D.C. A tornado went right downtown and split the British troops in half. The hail pelted them so hard they ran in defeat. A tornado lasted 2 hours in downtown Washington, D.C. The rain put out the fires. The reason why this country is really free is because of an act of God. And it was known, it was recognized back then, and that was the motto, in God we trust. But that's been lost lately, okay? We have a different way in this country that was not what was originally designed. So we're seeing disturbing things happening in our media, in the news, and in world events as well, not just on this channel, okay? So this spiritual port is very, very important for your mental health. Okay, all this stuff is happening because I'm here. Okay, because I'm back. I want this one right there and it's gone. Let's try UFO during eclipse. Because there's always a sign, the eclipse is the sign too, right? So there it is. That's good enough. Let's just pause. Can we get this to replay again? That's good enough. Okay. There is a face in the clouds here, and the UFO just went underneath it to draw your attention to this lion right here. There's a nose, the mouth, the eyes, the ears. There's a lion right there. Okay? Doesn't take much imagination to see it. A lion or a dog or some kind of... I think it's a lion. Sitting right there, okay? Now, in the video, the UFO goes right through it, or right under it. Okay, a lot of your UFO activity is trying to draw your attention to the activity in the clouds. Let me, that's a little too zoomed in. Let's see if they pull back just a little bit more in this video. Okay, this is during the eclipse. Okay, you see the UFO right here. It's going right under the nose, right between the nose and the mouth of this lion right here. Okay? The UFO activity is trying to draw your attention to the spiritual activity that's happening in your clouds. See, if you people, well, not here at this channel, but if people in general would look up instead of always in their phones, they would see some of this activity. And then, say you come and you visit my town where I live, you're going to look up in the sky and see all kinds of crazy stuff in my sky. And you're going to be like, whoa, what's going on here? Okay. But here's one of these faces, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Okay. Important that you know that the symbolism is part of the story. It's real. It's. That's the real deal right there during the eclipse. So there is a sign, right? That's a miracle, right? It's a sign, and any kind of sign that that is goes along with the biblical prophecies would be a miracle. Okay, it just is by default. Okay, just by default. So we have this this event right here. Let me go back to where we had that lion face nice and big, right about there. Oh, maybe it was back a little bit here. Because I want just the face right there. All right, so you guys getting it? You seeing it here? This isn't my video. Okay, this is somebody else took video, caught the UFO during the eclipse. How many of you saw this video already and looked at the UFO and never recognized the face? Probably all of you. Do you see a black round spheroid kind of hanging out here in the clouds right next to it too? Can you see this? There's all kinds of stuff going on in your skies, and I'm trying to kind of give you guys the tools and the eyes to see so you can, well, when you see it with your own eyes, that's when you will really be caught up in the clouds. You'll put your cell phone down and you'll be looking at the sky instead of your screen. Or when you're on your screen, you'll be over at my channel looking at the sky. Okay, so it's about getting caught up in the clouds, and this is why you need to get caught up in the clouds, because there's real events happening. Okay, this was a significant sign during the solar eclipse. I mean, it should scream volumes. It should make everybody slam on the brakes and hear the skid to a crash sound, this smash into a brick wall moment where you're like, swallow hard. Nope, it's real. Okay. And there it is. There's a lion face right there. Okay. And what I like about this thing is a lot of people throughout the course of my life, when I've been trying to help doctors and psychiatrists with my case, and they say, oh, it's pareidolia. Oh, good, good, good. I like that, because pareidolia is seeing faces, right? Human faces, not animal faces, human faces. So now, if we're seeing animal faces, well, what's that? Dogadolia, lionadolia, clouded. Now you have some explaining to do, because there's other events that are happening. UFO, was that pareidolia too? So you guys really need to start asking yourselves some serious questions. You know, you see with your own eyes. Does your mind comprehend what you're seeing? Do you go into denial? If not, it's probably a little scary at first when you absorb this information. You know, it's can rattle you to the core a little bit. So that's why, excuse me, that's why we got to do this. So there's a lion face. Let's pull up the other lion face too. please. Okay. Happened on Easter of 2020. Long hour-long duration event. Okay. This face, my face, showing up in the cloud with a crown on it. I showed you my face showing up, being projected by Jesus's heart. It was my face with a black crown. Well, here's my face with a black crown again on Easter. A 2,000-year-old prophecy came true. Okay, then it starts turning into this weird little lion face. Meanwhile, there's another event going on the other side of this hill. So I'm taking pictures on one side and pictures on the other. We come back, and now this lion face is developed even more defined. Okay. Okay, you can see the nose, the mouth, the eyes. It's kind of like a cat-type lion face. Okay, there's a lion face again. All right, so it's not just animals and human faces. This is kind of like a animal-human hybrid face. What would you call this kind of pareidolia? So there's a lot more going on in your skies, and you can see they're a lot clearer when we pull back, and they're more compressed, they're more defined. This activity that's happening in your clouds is so big and in your face. All right, you know what to look for because you've seen this already. But if your sky kind of looked like this, and you didn't know there was a face, all you see is a bunch of clouds. But for those of you with eyes to see, you'd be like, hey, that's an eye. There's the nose and the mouth, and it would be like this big in your sky, right? So what you're looking for, your stuff is really big. Okay, so you're looking just a round cloud like this. You better start looking around for the other match. Pull out your phone. Your phone will take this amount of sky and shrink it down to a smaller screen, right? So you open up your camera, on your phone, and that will compress the image a little bit for you so you can start scanning the sky. So if you think you see a set of eyes, pull out your phone, pull it out, or open up your camera, look through the screen. Some of these new phones, you can zoom out. It has 0 and zoom up to 10, and then there's below 0, so you can zoom out and compress the image. And it's when you zoom out like this. Oops, my bad. When we zoom out even more and compress the image, please, can we have this compressed? All right, now it's really clear. Now it's crystal clear. See, these are in a different dimension. They're in a different perspective than what your eyes can see. Or it's just inside the scope of what your eyes could see. If you could step out of your body and walk a mile behind you, turn around and look, you would see the clouds compressed like this, and you'd start seeing your activity. I'm telling you, it's going on all over the place. This is some little gremlin, goblin thing. Well, this little smiley face guy, isn't he cute? Popping in, smiling. But then this turns into this little goblin with covering one eye. He's got this little fist right here covering this eye. Here's his other eye and his ear. Here's his face. So it's this little goblin dude covering one eye. There's some kind of troll character right here. We'll click on it and see it a little bit better. And that's the spiritual realm. Real stuff happening in your skies, guys. Okay. Maybe we'll leave the lion face up there. That one's good. Ow! Right there. Yeah, especially when I get a shock of pain for pulling that one up. All right, so yeah, we'll read to that one right there. Okay, and I've had my nose broken so many times. I don't keep count, but you could see in here this white arch over the nose is like a theme in the other faces. The other like events had this broken nose effect, and that's me. I recognize my face again. I got to shave and look in the mirror, and I used to have a mustache and goatee. I don't like hair around my mouth and stuff, so I shave. But when I do have my mustache goatee, I look like this. I usually don't have very long hair, but that's what it would look like if I had long hair. And it shows up in the sky on Easter, shows up more often everywhere I go. This activity follows me. I got UFOs that follow me. Now, also this dragonfly, red dragonfly. Let me talk about this just real briefly. Today, during my my battles out there, I know what today's about, for me at least. And I'm in the middle of one of my salvages, right? I got kicked down, get back up. I'm trying to salvage a day. Come on, it's 4th of July. We'll get to some fireworks maybe later on. Hopefully, we'll see. So I just keep plowing along. And nice little red dragonfly comes in and, kind of approaches me. Okay. And we got nice bugs around here and stuff as well. And so a red dragonfly isn't that rare. Okay. But it was nice that it came over, landed kind of next to me, flew around me, kind of recognized me and stuff. And I have this little thing about me. My kids laugh and they love it. We have these monarch butterflies as well. And I named the butterfly Butter. Her name is Butter. So when she comes flying in the yard, you see these little yellow wings flapping, and here comes Butter, right? Butter's coming into the yard. She comes up to the flowers and, suckles some nectar, and then she starts flapping around the yard. And I say, fly, Butter, fly. Fly, butterfly. Get it? Butterfly. So, same thing with the dragonfly. I saw a red dragonfly, and I said, hi, red dragon. Fly, red dragon, fly. Get it? Fly, red dragon, fly. So, my cat's talking back when I'm saying this stuff. So, this red dragonfly kind of interacts with me a little bit, which is, it's really actually an omen. It's a sign when Mother Nature comes up to you and interacts like this. It's a sign. There's more going on with your animals than meets the eye, than you guys know. But then I had another encounter with a different dragonfly. You want to come in, Bubba? During the course of the day, I wanted to. I'm trying to make this new kite. All right, it's a stunt kite that's controllable. It's not one string, it's two. So you can steer it left and right. Okay. And it's a V-shaped kite and it's steerable. But it's hard to get it up, get it flying. Very, very tricky process. So I'm trying to fly this red kite. And at the same time, I have a kite that's a dragon kite that I'm in the process of switching the dragon kite skin, the actual kite material itself, over to the stunt kite frame so I can steer the dragon kite, right? Meanwhile, I have another dragonfly come up to me while I'm flying these kites and working on it, but this time it's a black dragonfly, much bigger, with a nice big black Lego cube looking camera on it. Okay? So whether it's our government, our CIA, other operatives, even advanced races from the past, I had an interaction with a big black dragonfly, as well as the red one, which was a good omen, but then later a black one with a camera strapped to its back came out and investigated me, flew around me while I was trying to launch this kite. And I smiled at the camera and waved at it. Most people see that and freak out. They go, oh my God, they're watching me. I smiled at it. Hi. I know. I see you watching me, watching you, watching me, watching you. You can't, I know when you're watching me with the dragonfly drone with a little camera strapped to its back. So it comes up, it investigates and stuff. And I told whoever was behind the operating system of this interesting little, well, we all know what we got. I said, you might want to back up a little bit outside these two kite lines because I'm about to launch. So the operator responded and withdrew it and pulled it back. They gave up. They blew their cover when they did that because they responded to what I said and pulled the maneuver and got out of the way. Well, that goes to show that it responded to what I said, whether, like I said, whether it's a, our new advanced technical drones that we got. Come on, we can strap something to an insect, right? So it was interesting being watched today. But I had the red dragonfly, a natural occasion, a natural event, which is kind of a good omen. All right. And then I also had the mechanical. Wait until you see a black dragonfly with like a like a small GoPro strapped to the back of it. The bug itself is still real and flying. It's just got some kind of backpack on. Anyways, interesting being watched. So there's this, and let's get to our reading now. So fly dragon, fly. Just a thing I did since I was a kid. I thought it was kind of fun. All right, let's get to reading here. You see me there. You see my face. You see the lion face here. Lion of the tribe of Judah. Here we have the lion during the eclipse. Okay, so the lion face is the theme as well. It's my face, the lion, the heart of the lion. Okay. So we can read to that one, but I think we're going to do, oh no, we'll do this one right here. And you can still see the crown up above this lion face right here, right? Actually, we're going to read to those ones right there. Important you guys understand it's a real event. And I might actually dim this a little bit. Oh, yeah, kitty, come on in. Come on, Herbie. You want to go outside? Come on. Thank you for your patience. All right, here we go. Take a nice deep breath here. Is that shining on the? It is. It's reflecting on that glass. That's a little bit better. Okay. So we got some stuff picked out for you guys tonight. Ow. So talking about our problems, and we're working on salvaging our day. We're working on helping other people salvage their day. We're being a light. We're shining Jesus's light through you into others. So we still encounter problems in our walk. Okay, it's not just automatic instant peace. We still have daily issues, okay, and problems. And we also have long-term problems as well that we gotta deal with, okay? We got issues so long-term problems can be the issues sometimes. And a long-term problem can become an idol. So when you're troubled by a situation that just won't go away, it's important to monitor your thoughts. An ongoing difficulty can occupy more and more of your thinking until it looms in idolatrous proportions, casting ugly shadows on the landscape of your mind. Okay, one more time. When you're troubled by a situation that won't go away, it's important to monitor your thoughts. An ongoing difficulty can occupy more and more of your thinking until it looms in idolatrous proportions, casting ugly shadows on the landscape of your mind. We're trying to keep those ugly shadows in the landscape of your mind down to happy thoughts. Remember, you're here now. We've met. You're okay. You're still going to have your problems. Just don't let your long-term problems become idolatrous, okay? Don't let them cast ugly shadows in the landscape of your mind. Now, if this has happened, if you have a long-term problem that has come to idolatrous proportions, it is indeed casting ugly shadows in the landscape of your mind. If you have this problem and you realize this has happened, confess it to me. Pour out your feelings as you seek to break free from the hurtful preoccupation. Okay? It's a preoccupation of just this long-term problem. Embrace it instead of looking at it as a problem. Okay? When you realize it's happened, confess it to me, pour out your feelings, seek to break free from that preoccupation. It could be the self-pity preoccupation as well, because we all get a little guilty of that, don't we? We don't get our way sometimes. Things, sometimes we complain. That's all right when you catch yourself doing it. Turn it around, say, Jesus, help me. Then complain, then pour out your feelings, not complain, but then pour out your feelings. Okay, it's important you pour out your feelings a lot. All right. And when you realize that the shadows have, casting shadows in the landscape of your mind, pour out your feelings and break from that preoccupation. Acknowledge your weakness in the face of this hardship. Okay, this is a hardship. It's not easy. The moment you acknowledge your weakness in the face of this hardship, you become humble. So, pour out your feelings. Try to break free from that hurtful preoccupation of making a long-term problem an idol. Acknowledge your weakness. It's just one of these hardships you have to face, and humble yourself under my mighty hand. A problem preoccupation makes you anxious. So we're still dealing with anxiety. One of the problems of our anxiety is a problem preoccupation. Okay? And it makes you anxious. So I urge you to cast all your anxiety on me. Okay? That's that long-term problem that's still eating at you. Cast that on me. I'm telling you, I know exactly what to do with it. I'm going to make a beautiful collage like this out of it. The moment you give it to me, I get to experience it myself. And I love it, even if it's painful. I urge you to cast your anxiety on me. Trusting. You have to trust that I care for you. Okay? That's the most important part. Everybody freaks out because the world's coming to an end. I'm going to die. No. Take all that bad thinking out of your mind. That's the anxiety. That's that problem preoccupation. Quit doing that and just trust that I care for you. That's all you have to do. So when you start future tripping or you're tripping on your long-term problem, your anxieties, it's all for a purpose. It's all for a reason. It's testing you. It's building character. It's not comfortable. It's building true character, not fake. So you're going to have to, overcome some of your hard times. Right? Overcoming. That's what our salvage work is. Acknowledge your weakness in the face of hardship and humble yourself. Okay, when you're humble, you feel better about yourself. I try to be a humble person. You can't just come out and say, I'm a humble guy, because that's an oxymoron, kind of. So I try to be caring and, well, I treat others as like I would want to be treated myself. You know, I smile at others. A lady said today, hey, a smile in return. I haven't seen a smile in a while. So I made her day. Um, you just feel good when you're humble. You acknowledge your weakness in the face of hardship and just humble yourself. A problem preoccupation will make you anxious. I urge you to cast it on me. When you cast it on me, though, trust it. Trust that I care for you, that I'm going to carry that burden. The moment you start trusting, that's when the pressure eases, right? And then all of a sudden things are going to start turning your way. But they can't turn your way. You can't have peace with a problem preoccupation because it makes you anxious. Okay, sorry, we're just going over this over and over, but it's like one of the most important tools that you're going to have to get over, especially with what's coming down the pike here. Trust that I care for you. You see all this stuff on the news. You hear all this reporting I showed you tonight, and it causes anxiety. So what? Trust that I care for you. You may have to do this thousands of times daily, but don't give up. Now, thousands of times is when you're at a stage where I'm at, okay? But usually you're doing it a couple of times a day, all right? You're getting better and doing it more and more each day. And pretty soon, as you get good at this discipline, you may start trusting that I care for you thousands of times daily, which is good. It's good. It's hard to do, but remind yourself in the middle of your fit or somebody made you upset, remind yourself that I care for you and that you may have to do this thousands of times daily, but don't give up, because each time you cast your worries and your concerns on me, you are redirecting your attention from problems to my loving presence. Voila, the key right there. You are diverting your attention from your problems to my loving presence, and that brings you peace and ease, and it gives you strength to face your problems. Now all of a sudden you'll sit there and go, oh, I'm being tested. Oh, okay, it's one of these problems. Wait, there's no problems, there's no mistakes, they're all opportunities. So here's an opportunity. Instead of getting anxious, trust me, take it as the opportunity that it is to trust that I care for you. You might have to do it a bunch of times each day, but don't give up. Each time you cast your worries on me, you are redirecting your attention from problems to my loving presence. We are in our salvage work, a lot of it is redirecting your attention. Redirecting your attention always. If something is festering, you need to redirect your attention, but not just to something else, not to the TV. Don't redirect your attention to your cell phone. Don't redirect your attention to another thing that's going to cause you anxiety. The only thing that's not going to cause you anxiety that you can redirect your attention to is my loving presence. Try it. Keep trying. You might have to do it thousands of times daily, but don't give up. The moment you give up, your day is ruined. You might as well just throw in the towel and just, all right, I'll be miserable all day. No. Keep trying. You get knocked down, you get back up. Oh, as soon as you get back up, expect to get knocked down again. I know you might have to do it thousands of times daily, but that's what makes you tough. That's what gives you spiritual strength to endure the coming things. So, when you're casting your anxiety on me, trust that I care for you. Do it hundreds to thousands of times daily and don't give up. Each time you cast your worries, it redirects your attention from your problems to my presence. Now, to strengthen these transactions, we're doing transactions now. You guys, some of you are doing awesome, by the way. In replay too, because there's people that aren't here live. I had right here. It's so important redirecting your attention to my loving presence. It strengthens these transactions, and you can thank me for caring so much for you. Remember that I not only died for you, I live to make intercession for you. I live to make intercession for you. Do you see the intercession I'm doing? Is it becoming clear yet? Good, good. Oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Now, here comes some good stuff. You made it this far. Breathe a deep breath right here, a sigh of relief. And remember, I can smooth out all the tangled up places, including those in your mind and heart. So come to me just as you are, with all your gnarly problems, you're knotted up, like your problems are all twisted up in knots, and then you got all these loose ends hanging out. So come to me with all your knots and your loose ends. Many of your difficulties are complicated by other people's perplexities. How many of you are your difficulties are complicated by someone else's stuff? By someone else's perplexities. They don't even know what they're doing, and it's complicated your life, making it difficult. Many of our difficulties are complicated by other people's perplexities. It can be hard to sort out how much of the mess is yours and how much is theirs. It can be hard to sort out which is yours and which is theirs. Okay? So that's where a lot of discernment, a lot of praying comes in, trying to figure out what mess is yours and what mess is theirs. Be willing to take responsibility for your own mistakes and sin without feeling responsible for the sinful failures of others. I have to fight that every day. You would think I would not have to do that, huh? I never did until this stuff started happening to me. I'm willing to take responsibility for my mistakes and my sin, but I have trouble because I feel responsible for the sinful failures of others. That's a battle I'm working on myself, okay? And if you're doing that, if you're having problems with that one too, welcome to the crew, okay? You're in good company. We can relate, okay? And the best part and the hardest part is being willing. You have to be willing first. You can't just take responsibility. You have to be willing to take responsibility for your own mistakes and sin. Well, now that mistakes aren't mistakes anymore, they're opportunities. You can be willing now to take responsibility for mistakes that are now opportunities that free up your sin without feeling responsible for other sinful failures. Okay? It's a hard one. It's a really, really hard one to get over. And I struggle with it too. You know, I'm a nice guy. I want to help other people. And I suffer consequences for their sinful failures. They don't take responsibility for them, and I suffer the consequences for their sinful failures. So it's nice when some people are willing to take responsibility for their own mistakes and stop blaming other people. Own up to what you did. 99% of your life is what you made of it. So if your life sucks, you suck. But if your life is great, well, sounds like you're doing great. Okay? So be willing to take responsibility and quit blaming others. And then don't feel guilty or feel responsible for others who have sinful failures. Okay? You might suffer the consequences because they don't see their sinful failures and you're suffering the consequences, but you have to be willing to take responsibility even sometimes when they have their sinful failures. Very hard stuff, but it can be done. And when you do it, you live happier. Okay. It's very hard, but it's important that you understand I am here to help you untangle your complex problems and find the best way to go forward. Okay, we stumble, we fall, we get up, and we keep moving forward. Don't look back, dwell in the past, keep moving forward. Okay, now, Christianity is all about transformation. Okay, it's a lifelong process. It's your transformation over the course of a lifetime. And in Christianity, we become reborn. We're born again. That's the transformation. And Christianity is all about that transformation over a lifelong process. Now, some of the knots and the loose ends, okay, some of the knots from your past are hard to untie, especially when they involve people who continue to hurt you. It's really hard to untie those knots when the people involved continue to hurt you, right? So beware also of getting stuck in introspection or obsessing about how to fix things. Okay, so you're doing your transformation work. These problems from your past are hard to untie, especially when they involve people who are still in your life that are still doing the same behavior. Okay, so beware of getting stuck in introspection about that situation. Quit studying the situation. Let it go. Quit introspection. Quit replaying it over and over in your head and obsessing and looking at every angle of your hurtful situation, because when you keep looking at all these different angles of hurt that's hurting you, does that sound good? No. So beware of getting stuck in introspection or obsessing. You're obsessing about how to fix things. Oh, if I could just get that back. Oh, if I could do that, it would fix everything. If I did this, it would fix everything. Here's an idea. If I did that, it would fix things. That's where all your anxiety's coming from, is trying to do that introspection and obsessing about how to fix things. Okay? So when that's happening, instead of obsessing, when you catch yourself introspecting, instead, keep turning towards me, seeking my face and my will. Wait with me. That means sometimes you have to stop for a second. Stop what you're doing. Take a break. Pray. Do some breathing. See my face. Wait with me. Trusting in my timing for unscrambling things. Okay? Unscrambling things doesn't happen like super fast. You have to wait a little bit and you have to do a little trust. So a little time and a little trust for unscrambling brains. Okay? Your brains are scrambled. Trust and time with me. Unscramble your brains. It's unscrambling things and making your way clear now. Okay? Now you can see your path a little clearer. The more you keep doing this, the clearer your path gets, okay? Wait with me, trusting. That's unscrambling your brains, unscrambling the things, and it makes your way clear. Be willing to live with unresolved problems. Yes, the key again. Be willing to live with unresolved problems. Okay, we're all going to have unresolved problems. There's just, you can't go back in time and change them, and you just give them to me. Then they're resolved. You have unresolved problems. Well, you want them resolved? Be willing to give them to me. Be willing to live with unresolved problems, but don't let them be your focus. My presence in the present is your portion. This time right now is your portion, okay? And it's a boundless blessing. When you see, when you hear, and you understand, you put these practices to use, it's your boundless blessing. Okay, wait with me, trust in my timing, unscrambling your brains, be willing to live with unresolved problems, but don't let them be your focus. My presence in the present is your portion. So when it says your portion, Lamentations 3:24, I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him. Wait with me, trusting in my timing. Being in the present, in my presence is your portion. Sound familiar? Okay, and I think we're closing with this. I have other ones. No, we're closing with this right here. Okay, guys, get ready. Hold on tight. You guys are hanging in there. Good, good, good. So, after all of this stuff, it's important. That's why prayer is so important. Okay, because I can smooth out the tangled up places. It diverts your mind from your problem into my presence, right? It's distracting your mind in a good way, and then you wait, listen, you will hear what to do next. Oh God, I got all these little crisscross dots and trying to interweave all these things. The Bible is just so interwoven, and the word is so interwoven. It's like untying knots sometimes and then crisscrossing things. So back to again, beware of getting stuck in introspection and obsessing about how to fix things. I cannot reiterate that one enough. Be willing to live with unresolved problems. That's another key. Okay? And if you're doing that, you're going to be praying. Okay? And that's my presence. My presence in the present is your portion. Now, devote yourself to prayer with an alert mind and a thankful heart. Okay? I like to do a lot of thankfuls. When I'm praying, I'm like 20 minutes of thankfuls. Oh, thank you for that. And oh, that and that. And the red dragonfly. Oh, thank you for the black dragonfly with the camera on the back. Oh, thank you for the kite that didn't fly, but at least we got it, tied up. Thank you for every little, thousands of them. There's thousands of things that you do a day that you could just go through. Thank you for the protection out on the roads. How many of you are traveling with a bunch of drunk drivers that are on their cell phones right now? My head is spinning because of all the drunk drivers on their cell phones right now. It is so hard to focus while you're in pain, while 50% of society is just out of their minds, intoxicated and fighting and drunk right now. Despite what happened in Israel today, my battle is multidimensional. And that's why this stuff, I use it so much. You're going to need it too. Again, it's so important to devote yourself to prayer with an alert mind and a thankful heart. Alert mind, thankful heart. Alert mind, thankful heart. For my followers, the people who understand me, praying is a way of life. The people who understand Jesus and the way of life, they know that praying is a way of life. It's a way of staying connected with me. It's not easy, but listen to it carefully. The evil one disdains your devotion to me. So if you want to strike back at evil, stay close to me, stay connected with me, make praying a way of life. Devote yourself to prayer with an alert mind and a thankful heart. Thankful heart helps your mind. And then when your mind is freed up, it can be alert. So when your mind's not all cluttered with all your stress, you're thankful for things instead of hating on them, then your mind is freed up to be alert. So you can devote yourself to prayer with an alert mind. How are you going to pray properly when your mind's not alert? So the thankful heart, alert mind. Prayer is a way of life. Staying connected with me. It's not evil. It's not easy, but the evil one disdains your devotion. His demonic underlings work to interrupt and weaken your communications with me. All day long, I battle to get through, and it's his demonic underlings working to interrupt and weaken our communications. So it's critical for you to be committed to this discipline. Okay? Once you start doing it, it's crucial for you to be committed to this discipline and determined to stay in touch with me. Okay? You're gonna grow some determination. All right? I'm a very determined individual, and you're a lot like me. I'm just gonna draw that determination out of you with these disciplines. So it's crucial for you to be committed to this discipline, determined to stay in touch with me. You can train yourself to call on me even while you're engaging in other activities. Good and bad. Okay. You're raging, you're road raging, you're complaining, you're having a conniption. That's a good time to train yourself to call on me. You're in the middle of the fireworks and you're having a great time, and it's just the right feeling at the right time. You can thank me then too. Train yourself to call on me then too. Make your pleasure even more pleasurable, your joy even more joyful. Okay, there we go. Train yourself to call on me, engaging in all your activities. This invites me into your world, helping your work to go better and your life to be more fulfilling. It's also important to set aside some time to focus on communicating with me. Yeah, and that can be quite challenging. I think you guys are finding out that it's not as easy, but you guys are doing it. It's awesome. Everybody here is making progress. Everybody here is making progress, by the way. Even if you don't see it, I see it. You're sensing some progress. So everybody here is making progress. I'm very happy for you. It's a relief on me as well. So staying in communication with me is quite challenging. So to pray effectively, you need an alert mind. Remember, we were talking about the alert mind? So the alert mind that's not cluttered up with a bunch of stress and anxiety. An alert mind and the thankful heart again. So thank you for the food, the roof over your head. I might be homeless here, but I still got a roof for the moment. So I'm thankful while I got a roof, while I got food, while I got this, because things change, right? So all kinds of little things. Those you need to go through and look at all the little things, because that thankful heart right there frees up your mind. It frees up your mind so your mind can be an alert mind. Okay. I want an alert mind and a thankful heart. To pray effectively, you need an alert mind and a thankful heart. Ask my spirit, the Holy Spirit, the helper. Okay. The helper. Ask my spirit, the helper, to empower your prayers. Did you know you can ask the Holy Spirit to empower your prayers? Try it. There's more. Ask the Spirit, the helper, to empower your prayers, increasing your mental alertness and your thankfulness. Mental alertness and thankfulness. The helper empowers you, increasing your mental alertness and your thankfulness. Got it? Good. Write it down, underline it. Because a wide awake mind and a grateful heart will help you not only pray better, but also live better. You will live full and abundant. I swear, if you just try. A wide awake mind and a grateful heart will help you not only pray better, but also live better. Then give thanks to me and praise my name for your mental health. Every once in a while, it's nice to hear a thank you too. Yeah. And it recognizes the sacrifice when you say thank you. All right, that was it for a 4th of July Independent Day. In dependence of the Lord, not independent of the Lord. Somebody who thinks they're independent and is a lone wolf type independent person. No, you're your own God then. So you need to learn that independence doesn't mean being, self-sufficient. It means you're in dependence on the Lord. And when you live in dependence on the Lord, you have true freedom. If you want independence, live in dependence. See? Get it? Got it? Good. I sure love you guys. I miss you guys. Thank you for all your prayers. Battle's not over. I got to keep going. Okay, I got a long night still ahead of me. A lot of stuff going on around the world, and I have other business I do besides this as well. Okay, so thank you all for being here. It's nice to be with family. Okay, you guys really are family. This is how we do it. This is not religion. This is the relationship. You are getting to know me. I already know you, but you need to get to know me. All right. Things are changing. You see all this stuff going on around the world. Do not let it phase you. Keep your eyes focused on me. Okay. Practice the disciplines in the time that we have left so you can live without being shaken. You will have a sound mind. You will be able to stand on the day of shaking with your new disciplines and your new tools and your new insight. Your faith has been completed into knowledge. Now your knowledge is going into wisdom. I'm giving you the tools of how to take your knowledge and do the right things with it, which is wisdom. Okay. You can't change other people, but you can change yourself. Okay, so be willing to change yourself. You can't change other people. So therein lies the battle. Quit trying to change the people around you so much and work on the one thing you can change, and that's yourself. And just grow stronger and stronger. Take on the challenge. Take on the challenge. You guys are like bucket challenge this and all these kind of weird challenges on all over the internet and stuff. Take on the real challenge of faith, of belief, of practicing the discipline, finding the peace, and then being that smiling face that makes somebody else's day. You're my face shining through you into others' lives. Then they will see what you have and want it and go, hey, how come you're shining and you're not all upset at the world events? And you can tell them, all because Jesus is the way, the life, the truth, and they will find. Okay. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. Until my next video, I will be back. I am already back. And I love you guys. Hang in there. Stay strong. Just stay strong. Keep moving forward. Keep using the principles, the disciplines, and I'll see you tomorrow. That's it. I'll be back. Love you all. Bye.